Greetings everybody. We're going to be looking at the quizzes in this video. So to begin preparing for the quizzes, once you have completed successfully the orientation exam, Unit 1 will become available to you. So first thing to keep in mind about the quizzes, they are located right here. You just simply click here. And this gives you some information about what will be on the quiz. Click here to access it. You click here to launch and begin. Be sure you are opening it up in Lockdown Browser. If you are not opening it up in Lockdown Browser, you will not be able to access this quiz, so make sure you understand that. Now, to prepare for these quizzes, what I highly suggest doing is that first understand exactly what is going to be on each quiz, and to understand that, you simply go to the syllabus. Let me bring the syllabus forward. And it tells you one learning objective, that's what LO stands for, will be selected from Chapter 1, and one learning objective randomly will be selected from Chapter 2. So what does that mean exactly? Let's take a look. So these items right here, 1 through 6, are the learning objectives for Chapter 1. What I highly suggest doing is getting yourself a notebook and physically writing down each of these learning objectives as you go through the material. Doing that will help you become cognitive of what it is that you are preparing for, and help you keep track of a lot of the important details that will become clearer when you know exactly what it is that you are preparing for. So, to access any of them, you just simply click the link. It takes you to a website, and it will tell you what the prompt is up here, right? Identify the major Native American nations prior to European contact with modern states they inhabited. So you're just going to basically take notes on each of the Native American nations and where they were located on the modern day map, just to understand the diversity. Now this one is a little bit different. This one is pretty just is just consumed with rote learning, knowing where people once lived prior to European contact, prior to the late 1400s, that is. Most of the learning objectives will work like this. All right, you will have a prompt, and you will have sometimes video, sometimes audio, and text to go through. What you want to do is, again, physically write this down, and as you come across information that helps you respond to the learning objective prompt, write that down in your notes. Each learning objective, as you want to assess just to see how much information is available. So this is a pretty big one. And so this learning objective will probably require you to write 2 to 4 solid paragraphs to help you respond to this. Some of them will just be 1 paragraph, some of them will be 2, and some of them could be up to 3 to 4 solid paragraphs, meaning 5 to 6 sentences apiece. So keep that in mind, writing notes and preparing your learning objectives. So for quiz 1, you're going to go through this information and you're also going to go through this information here, right? So when you're done with Chapter 1, you want to go to Chapter 2, click the link, open it on up, write down the learning objective so you know what it is that you're preparing for, watch the video, and then use the text to help you go through the material. Go through each learning objective. Once you have a response to each learning objective, make sure you have a response to each learning objective for Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. And once you have that, then you are ready to take the quiz. The quiz will randomly select a learning objective for quiz 1, that is, from learning objectives from Chapters 1, a learning objective from Chapter 1, and a learning objective from Chapter 2, right? And to refer to that, simply go back to this. It'll explain right here. Now, later, you will have, bring this down here. For quiz 2, you want to take note that for quiz 2, you're going to have one learning objective randomly selected from chapters 1 and 2. So one will be selected from either chapters 1 or 2, and this is again for quiz 2, which expires July 18th. Quiz 1 expires July 15th. And 2 learning objectives will be randomly selected from chapters 3 and 4. So going back to Blackboard, you have chapters 3 and chapters 4. So you want to have a response for each of those learning objectives before you take the exam. And to understand what is going to be on each quiz, you just make sure you look at the composition column right here and go down, right? So as you get into quiz 3, 2 learning objectives will be randomly selected from chapters 1 through 4. So it's always going to go back, in other words, to previous assigned material. And then 2 learning objectives will be randomly selected from chapters 5 and 6. And then it lets you know where you can access this material. So it's always hyperlinked within Blackboard, within chapters, or you can access it by going to these hyperlinks right here. So let's just check out chapter 2 real quick. Right, so there's chapters 5. Click on the buttons, it will take you to the specific learning objectives, and there's chapter 6. Now, once the deadline passes, you cannot retake a quiz, so please don't contact me asking for me to open up the quiz, because I won't do it. But I do understand things happen, right? People get sick, you simply forgot, the internet goes down, right? So in order to anticipate those types of difficulties, the class does have a mechanism so you will not be penalized for things that are beyond your control or things that are in your control. Take note of that bullet point right there. Missed or low scoring scores for the quizzes can be made up by applying quiz scores you take after the missed or low scored quiz, minus 10%. So in other words, let's say unit quiz comes along. You wait until the last minute to take it, which I don't advise. Notice how it says expiration. All of these quizzes are open now, so you can take them well ahead of the expiration dates. But let's say you wait until July 15th to take it, the internet goes down and you're not able to take it. What will happen is that when you take quiz 2, which is due July 18th, the score that you earned for quiz 2 will be applied to quiz 1 minus 10%. So if you end up earning a 95% on quiz 2, then quiz 1 will become an 85%, right? So whether it is quiz 1 is a 0% or you earn an F on it, a D on it, you will be able to make that up minus 10%. So let's say you earn a 60% on this quiz and a 95% on this, then quiz 2 will become an 85% as well. So keep that in mind. That's how you sort of quote-unquote make up low scoring quizzes or missed quizzes. Let's see, I think that's about it for the quizzes. So please let me know if you have any questions regarding these quizzes, and if not, continue on to the unit exam videos.